A man picks up a piece of sushi with his chopsticks, but accidentally drops it into a glass of wine. His son and wife laugh at him for not being able to pick up a piece of food, but the man senses that something is wrong. Early the next morning, the man finds his shoelaces untied, but when he tied his shoe, he suddenly couldn't get his fingers to work. By midday, the man could no longer stand up. Even speaking was difficult. Realizing the seriousness of the problem, his pregnant wife takes him to hospital. To comfort himself, the man repeatedly emphasizes to the doctor he had always been in good health. He had never been sick. The doctor asked him to try to move his fingers, but he has trouble doing this simple action. The man felt a little uneasy. Soon the test results came back. The doctor told them the man had a rare form of neurological multiple sclerosis. At first there was only a slight movement disorder. As time goes on, they would gradually lose the ability to move, sight and hearing, and even paralysis. The cruelest part of the disease is that there is no effective medicine for it. The man accuses the doctor half-heartedly. Then he got up and left. In the face of this bolt from the blue, the wife was overwhelmed and in tears. The next morning, the man came to work as usual, but when it was time for him to speak, suddenly his eyes went dark. The corners of his mouth went out of control. He fell straight to the floor. He had to admit that he was really sick. He was afraid that he would never see his wife again. He couldn't see the baby he was about to give birth to. He fought back his tears. He didn't want to drag the family down. His wife encouraged him not to give up. He would get better. Soon the man joined the rehabilitation program. Looking at each patient, he sees himself in the future. One negative patient told him, "Get used to it and you'll be fine, no matter how hard we try. In the end we can't even walk 100 meters. The man with a glimmer of hope plunged into a ravine. When he returned home, he locked himself in his room and didn't want to see anyone. He lost hope in life. Looking at his negative husband, his wife was reduced to tears every day, until the day she went into labor. He wouldn't come out of his room, holding his newborn child. The man suddenly had a glimmer of hope. He couldn't give up on himself like that. 100 meters is not so far. He musters the courage to sneak out into the street alone, but the reality is so cruel. He stood still, unable to move. Luckily, his wife arrived just in time. That day he overlooked a poster on the wall. Iron Man. Swim 38 kilometers. Cycling 180 kilometers. Run 42 kilometers. He wanted to take on the impossible.